Welcome to the session on our webinar where we answer the question, where do I find enough strong candidates? Let's start this session with a discussion about why it's important to have the mentality that it's critical to always be recruiting. More than likely your turnover rate is among the average turnover rate of 40%. Well, this means that if you have a team of 3 to 5 individuals, you'll need to recruit 1 to 2 team members per year. Well, this makes it necessary to always be recruiting. Also, there's Newton's law. People leave or get fired at the most inconvenient times, like before vacation, during vacation, after vacation. In other words, it's never a good time for team members to leave. Also, keep in mind that a good sales team is the enemy of a great sales team. It's easy to fall into that trap of being satisfied with mediocrity, where you begin to feel that the stress of dealing with these mediocre team members is not as great as the stress of hiring and training somebody else. Well, this mentality will keep you from building a strong, profitable agency. If you're always recruiting, you can also avoid the "I need somebody now" syndrome. So how do you go about finding more candidates? First, realize it's not going to be easy. If it were, it certainly wouldn't pay much because the challenging jobs are always the most financially rewarding. The task of finding candidates will get easier once you know where to look and decide that you must become more proactive. The agents who've deployed these proactive recruiting ideas, which you're about to learn, are finding more candidates and building stronger teams. It's just like all great sports teams. The best coaches who win more games are the best recruiters. Because when you have a strong team, it's easier to attract the best players. The next step is to realize that sitting in the office and only using the easy online sources simply won't give you enough of the best candidates. You must give up trying to get pearls among the mud and get out of the office and start searching for the gold nuggets that are hidden in those cracks and crevices in your community. If you think about all great sports teams, they have recruiters who are out in the community looking for the best players. You've most likely been getting most of your candidates from online sites where people post resumes. Well, this is one source, and it's a source you should continue to use, but many of the top candidates are hidden in plain sight out in your community, and they don't have a resume on the site where you're looking. You just have to know where to go find them in your community. So rather than only looking for candidates, let's multiply your efforts by building an army of individuals who will also be looking for candidates for you, and ways you can get involved in your community in order to brand the career there. In this section, we'll review ways to find candidates through centers of influence, colleges, universities, job fairs, community events, and social networking. We'll also look at better ways to recruit in rural areas. This section contains language for job postings, phone language, emails, and other information that you're going to need to execute this proactive recruiting approach. So what I've done is I've included this information in a Word document that you can download and use during the training. So to get that document, go to this link and download your copy. So please stop the video and download this document now, because I'll be referring to the information as we continue on. Going forward, I'll refer to this document as the recruiting document. Let's begin with learning how to build your army of people who want to help their friends and family find a great career. Because everybody wants to help a friend or family member find the right career, because we know that the number one thing that makes life easier is a great career. And the way to capitalize on this desire to help others is to create centers of influence, or we're going to call them COIs. These are the leaders in the community, and they're willing to refer candidates to you. A COI is a person who has influence among their circle of family and friends, acquaintances, and in their community. These people aren't necessarily people like the mayor. They're people who are respected in their circle. Some people have large circles and others have small circles. The goal is to have a large number of people who are respected in their circle and they know that you're always recruiting, and they're willing to look for and refer candidates to you. Keep in mind that people don't refer up, so it's important to focus on individuals who are respected, successful, and influential. Here's the process. We find the COIs. Then we have an initial meeting with the COI to explain the career and the type of person that you're looking for. And then we keep in touch with the COI through email to avoid being out of sight and out of mind. We contact these individuals for an initial 10 to 15 minute introductory meeting and get their permission to stay in touch by email, and then we send them a reminder email every 60 to 90 days. The recruiting document contains the phone language to use when contacting COIs and the sample emails to send to stay in touch, so feel free to modify this language to fit your market area. As you read the language in the document for phoning, emails, and job postings, you'll notice that we use the term sales manager trainee. This is the agent aspirant position. The sales manager trainee is a more attractive description of the job that'll get candidates more excited about the opportunity. Even though you may hire someone to sell who's not an agent aspirant candidate, we're going to promote the sales manager trainee job description because it'll attract the most candidates. I'm now going to review many sources of COIs, so follow along using the recruiting document and make notes and decide which COIs you want to target. As you listen to the different categories of COIs, just think about the community in which you live and the people you already know in these categories, because some of the categories will be more productive for you than others. So first, look for the low-hanging fruit. These are the people with whom you're already acquainted and whom you have easy access. Then move to the other categories that you think will be the most productive for your area. This category is the most obvious and should be used first. It's your customers. These are the people who know you, they like you, and they send you money every month. Remember, since people don't refer up, choose those customers who are influential in their circles. Start with the customers who have disposable income, and a good indication of this is that they own life insurance with you. If you set a goal to send out 300 emails to your customers, send 10 emails a day, and in 30 days, you have sent 300 emails. Continue to develop this customer list of influential customers and send out the email every 90 days to the list. The reason you do this is because when you're out of sight, you're out of mind, and people are just busy. They need to be reminded. Continue to do this throughout the year until you've reached all of your influential customers, even when you're not recruiting, because you never know when you'll need to unexpectedly hire another team member. Use the email labeled "Email to Send to Customers" in the recruiting document. Since people relate to and respond to stories, I've embedded the job description into a story, and the story gives a clear picture of the opportunity and the type of person you can sell. I recommend using the eRelationship tool for automating these emails. For more information on this tool, just simply go to this link, or you can contact me and I'll give you some more information. I often get the question, what if I don't hire a customer or a relative of a customer who applies for the job? I might lose a customer. Well, this is a valid concern. However, it's one that's easy to overcome. You just simply explain to the customer on the front end that this job's not for everyone, and that you use a very thorough process to make sure that it's a mutual fit. You want it to be a win-win situation. Assure them that if you eventually tell them that it's not the right job for them, that you're actually doing them a great favor by not hiring them and wasting 6 months of their life. If you explain this correctly, they'll actually thank you for keeping them from making a mistake rather than being angry. Let's now review additional categories for COIs. Set a goal to develop 50 names and start with having 3 to 5 meetings a week, and in 10 to 15 weeks, you'll have 50 people in your area who are always looking for and referring candidates to you. This initial intensified effort will quickly create a large number of people sending you candidates. Continue to send the email labeled "Email for COIs" in the recruiting document every 90 days to keep them reminded that you're always recruiting. I'm about to go through some categories of people who know a lot of people in the community due to the nature of their roles. Let's start by contacting teachers and coaches in the high schools, colleges, and universities in your areas. They know a lot of parents and students and volunteers who are searching for careers. Presidents and board members of service organizations like Rotary, Lions Club, and Kiwanis, these people are very active in the community and they know tons of people. Next we have the Executive Director of United Way. Go meet this person and ask to be introduced to the Loaned Executives. These are volunteers who've been recruited by United Way to travel and speak to employers in the area during United Way's fundraising campaigns. And a lot of these volunteers are not only well connected in the community, but they might be looking for a career change. Then go meet the Executive Director of Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts of America. Ask them to introduce you to the executives who are in charge of the fundraising and the troop development. These are usually young people that spend their time calling on donors for the Scouts and organizing troops in their community. They're very well connected to other potential centers of influence, and they themselves operate an army of volunteers for Scout troops, so they know tons of people in the area. Meet the leaders of Junior League. This is an organization that's filled with women leaders in the community who do work on many charitable projects. Ask the director for members who are other potential COIs. Meet the Executive Director of Junior Achievement. This is an organization that works with volunteers who go into schools and teach students how to start and run businesses. Ask them about volunteers for their organization who stand out as professional and active in the community. Then meet the Director of Business Network International and eWomen. These individuals own the franchise for these organizations in your area, and I found these to be the most connected individuals in the community because of the thousands of members of salespeople and business owners who meet on a regular basis to network with each other. Ask them about members who you should meet as other centers of influence. Google networking groups in your city. Many of these are spin-offs of BNI and eWomen, and go and meet the leaders of those organizations also. Then meet the sales manager and salespeople of the local Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber of Commerce salespeople compete on a national level with other chamber salespeople, and because of this, chambers have built this strong sales organization. And the sales manager and the salespeople are well connected in the communities, and they have a lot of connections who are looking for a career change. And then go to all of the Chamber of Commerce networking functions. They're usually in the morning or after hours, and they're full of people who are salespeople, business owners, and some of those salespeople have resumes in their pocket. Then there's small business attorneys and small business CPAs who've built their business of hundreds of clients by getting out into the community and networking. And I found these professionals to be extremely well connected and willing to refer candidates to you. And many of these are members of the Chamber and Rotary clubs also. Because of the 2008 recession with 12% unemployment, a lot of the large churches started jobs ministries, and many of these continue today. So meet with the head pastor, the elders, the deacons, and the rabbis of all the large religious organizations in your area. If you're in a rural community, meet these individuals in all of the religious organizations, no matter what their size. Another category is sales trainers and consultants. Do a search on Google and look for companies like Dale Carnegie, Integrity Solutions, Sandler, Wilson Learning, Stephen Covey, and Jeff Gitomer. These organizations have franchisees who are in most communities in America. They conduct sales training classes on a regular basis, and many of the students are looking for a career change. Then there are other insurance companies like Northwestern Mutual and Mass Mutual and New York Life, and their career opportunity is a bit different than yours. It's a 100% commission. So if you meet the recruiters from these companies, I've found that they have many qualified individuals who don't really have the financial feasibility for that job, and so these recruiters are willing to exchange resumes with you. In rural communities, in addition to the COI sources above that we've talked about, spend time at the high school meeting the career counselors, the teachers, and the coaches. Focus on the presidents of the student body, athletes, and presidents of student clubs. These are the students in the school who are very involved and usually the best candidates for you. You can get the names of these people from the teachers and coaches. Many people prefer to just stay in a small community. They want to be a big fish in a small pond. Then go and meet the owners of all the funeral home directors because they know everybody in town. Then go to the trade school and community colleges. Meet the teachers and the director of career services and get their help in posting the job at the school. In many of the rural areas, there are large employers. So as you're visiting with COIs, ask them who they know that works at this large employer that's sharp and professional and might be caught in a job where they're just really not satisfied, or maybe the company's taking a direction that they're not really satisfied with. And then you may have to recruit in the adjacent big city for team members who are willing to move or drive to the small rural area. Many agents have told me that they set up a booth at the county fair to market their products. If you do this, in addition to your other materials, place an 8x10 poster on the table that says free personality assessment to help you choose the best career. Then have people provide their name and email address and phone number to get the free personality assessment. And this is going to help you attract people to your table. So if you have an unlimited CTS account, you can give away a lot of profiles to people just as a service to help them as they're choosing their career. Well, this allows you to look for those people who have high scores on the CTS, and since you have their contact information, you can contact them back and invite them in to learn more about the career and to step into your assessment process. Now that we've explored building COIs, let's now look at additional ways to market the career in your community. Get your team involved. Tell all team members that before they end every phone call to tell all customers that you're recruiting, selling, and servicing team members, and if they know of someone who's interested, to email the resume to you. Have your team members post on their Facebook and LinkedIn accounts the job description that's found in the recruiting document. Morning and evening are usually the best times to post, since this is the time that most individuals are on Facebook. Also have your team email their friends and family the same email in the recruiting document that you email to your clients. Next, instruct your receptionist that every time a salesperson cold calls your office, that you want to schedule a meeting with this person because you have an interest in learning more about their product. Your next agent aspirant just might have walked through your door because they were out cold calling, selling office equipment. The next category is secret shopping. Secret shop the following companies and look for quality individuals who may be looking for a career change. Companies like Enterprise Rent-A-Car, paycheck loan companies, banks, Walmart, Target, Home Depot, Lowe's, Office Depot, Office Max, Best Buy, cellular phone companies, U-Haul, Penske Truck Rental, Sears, appliance stores, restaurants, and large and small stores in the malls. Several agents have reported of quick success using these sources. Next is job fairs. Attend job fairs in your community that are sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce or some other organizations, or you might even think about renting a room in a hotel and having your own job fair. You can advertise the job fair through the Chamber of Commerce on LinkedIn and Facebook and Craigslist. At the job fair, whether you have your own or you attend another one, put the 8x10 poster on your table and advertise the free personality assessment to assist you with choosing the right career. Just like we mentioned earlier, get the person's name and email and phone number, and you're looking for those individuals who have high scores on the CTS. And if you have an unlimited CTS account, then this makes this task very easy for you. Next is social networking through LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a very powerful tool, so investing the time to grow your network of connections is the most important thing. If you spend 15 minutes a day adding contacts to your LinkedIn account, you'll quickly grow the number of overall contacts that you have. And the instructions for easily connecting to new contacts is found in the recruiting document. You're then going to send your contacts a direct message. You can do this 50 at a time by following the instructions in the recruiting document. And there in that document, you'll also find the message that you'll need to send to your contacts. And it's the one it's similar to the email that you're sending out to your clients. You can also use the e-relationship recruiting tool that I mentioned earlier to stay in contact with your LinkedIn connections. LinkedIn allows you to download names and email addresses into a spreadsheet that you can easily upload into the e-relationship tool. So you can actually use that tool to stay in contact with your clients and your LinkedIn connections all in one place, and you can easily automate that email function. Also on LinkedIn, join networking groups and post the job in the groups. The instructions for finding out where to do that and the job postings are in the recruiting document. Post on your Facebook account several times during the week. Again, morning and evening are the best times to post, since that's the time when most individuals are on Facebook. So you're posting on Facebook, your team's posting on Facebook, really getting the word out there. Let's now talk about recruiting on campuses at colleges and universities. Recruiting on the campus of colleges and universities is just a great opportunity to find agent aspirants and selling team members, service team members, and also interns. You start with meeting with the director of the Career Services Department, because it's their responsibility to help students find jobs. And I found this department to be extremely helpful. Now, you want to go and meet with the Director of Career Services, not do this over the telephone, because you want to get a really clear understanding of their operation there and how you can get the word out about your career to the student body. Then you're going to get the names of the professors in the business department from the Director of Career Services. Call these professors and ask to speak to the classes that contain the seniors. You're going to tell the professors that you want to be helpful to the seniors in their career search, and that you're simply volunteering on campus to help students just do a better job at finding a career. So what I've done is I've written the speech for you. It's titled, "The 5 Secrets of Getting the Career of Your Dreams," and it's in the recruiting document. So don't feel like you've got to be a great speaker. Just simply practice the speech a couple of times and then go and read it to the students. It's chock full of so much information that they're not getting anywhere else, that they're just going to love you for it. Giving this speech is a way of indirectly marketing your opportunity. You can find ways to mention that you're hiring team members before and after and during the speech. After giving the speech to one professor's class, I'm confident that that professor is going to be so excited that they're going to refer you to the other professors where you can do the same thing. You can also contact the presidents of all the fraternities and the sororities on the campus and give the same speech to them. Now, here's the strategy behind the speech. In the speech, we talk about choosing a career that's most closely aligned with your hardwired personality traits. And then you're offering to give away a free CTS profile as a way to help students learn about their personalities and to better choose a career. Just simply tell them to give you their name and their email address and phone number at the end of the speech. And if you're using the CTS sales profile with an unlimited annual subscription, you're able to give away an unlimited number of profiles. This is similar to what you're doing at the job fairs. And so you now have this large number of profiles, and you're looking for the scores that are above 70. You want to call those individuals, get them in, share the career, talk with them about your selection process. And you'll find that many individuals who are excited about a career in financial services have never really considered it until they met you. In addition to giving this speech at colleges, look for other opportunities in your community to give the speech. You might contact the Chamber of Commerce and the other service organizations like Rotary and job fairs and churches. And these organizations are always looking for speakers at their events. Now, you'll have to rewrite some of the content of the speech because you want to make sure that you're adapting the speech to your audience. Many agents are hiring interns from colleges to give them the opportunity to learn about the career. So work with the Director of Career Services to market the internship program for your agency. You're simply advertising the opportunity for college students to gain real-world experience by working at your office. You'll interview these individuals the same way you would interview a salesperson. You're not looking for just anyone who's willing to work for free or at a low wage. You're searching for individuals who are wired to be salespeople. So only hire interns who have the wiring and capacity to become selling team members after they graduate. Now, you may occasionally hire interns for service, but the internship program is primarily for those individuals who want to join your sales team after graduation. Now, be sure to give your interns the full work experience, not just bringing them in to be telemarketers. Okay, I know all of this sounds like a lot of work, but you have what it takes to do this work. These recruiting activities will set in motion a recruiting machine that will supply you with strong team members now and into the future. Just visualize the success that you'll have from your efforts. Get out there and find those gold nuggets. In our next video, we'll talk about interviewing skills. See you in just a moment.